Well, guys, I might as well just start this video off with a little bit of a recruiting update that has come about in the last hour or so. Um, Now, on the live stream this Tuesday, you heard me speak about Dawson Merritt and how things were trending towards Alabama. However, we might have an indication that things have changed. We will see, but here is some of the evidence to show that things might be swinging Nebraska's direction. And of course, I'll get into the film in just a second. But first, let me go through this. So our first indication here that we saw earlier on X, you see down here, this is a Michael Terry post. Michael Terry, of course, the do-it-all, five-star athlete, number one athlete in the state of Texas. We're competing with Texas, of course, to get him. I've talked about him in plenty. You know about him. But down here at the bottom of the picture, you will see where it says, Dawson Merritt commented GBR question mark. Okay. So there's our first little indication there. Now, fast forward to about an hour ago, and we get this from Dawson Merritt, the little, silent emojis potentially hinting at a silent commitment to Nebraska. So, like I said, things change quickly. When I was talking about Dawson Merritt, and this might be one of those instances, and I was said I would be happy to be wrong, and boy, am I happy to potentially be wrong. Again, no news announced yet, but be on the lookout for that coming up here in maybe the next coming days or something like that. So just stay tuned. Just wanted to give an update on that first and foremost. Okay, now moving over to the main point of the video, Kante Carson. Now, Kante Carson is a running back who recently received an offer from Nebraska and out of the junior college ranks, coming over from Reedley College out of California. Now, one of the interesting things to note that I noticed about Kante Carson when going through some of the information about him, he was once a commit at Notre Dame College in Euclid, Ohio, not Notre Dame College. So, he's moved around from school to school, but there was an instance there. My cousin committed to that same school, and they had actually shut down the campus and therefore the athletics and stuff like that. So that could be an indication of why he ended up leaving there to begin with. So just a little information that I know firsthand from an experience there. So let's get into Contae a little bit. Now he's 5'10", 191 pounds. The stats that I was able to find on his film, it says nine games, 14 touchdowns. I was able to find some stats from Reedley. It seems to be a little different on these stats. 10 games played, 782 yards, 78.2 per game, 5.7 yards per game, one fumble, and 4 games over 100 yards, 2 games over 150 yards. Okay, so looking back at his high school accolades, he was a dual sport guy, track athlete, 10.46 100-meter dash, which is very, very fast. And one of the things I looked back and when he was at SMSU and looking at his student profile, he wants to major in coaching. I'm not sure if that's what he's graduating in, but his major was in coaching. So again, another one of those guys that Matt Rule likes, has the mind of a football player, and all over his film. It's excellent. And I'm going to show you just a little bit of a difference in what he brings versus Jamarian Parker and guys like that. So again, former track athlete in Florida, was a 5A All-State, and I believe first team All-District, 5A third team All-State. And when looking at his film, it reminds me a little bit of a Gabe Ervin with kind of an Emmett Johnson's size, if you will. So one thing that stands out, or a few things that stand out, is his balance, his one-cut ability, his vision, his ability to finish runs, and of course the speed when he gets up to speed. Very, very quick with his acceleration, as we'll see. So I'm going to go through a few plays here and just kind of show you 7 plays and show you a few details of what I see in his film, and we'll run through these real quickly and give you an idea. All right, so here we have his film. And now the first thing that I want to point out on this first play here, just to preface this play, now the balance, again, is something I mentioned. And when talking about balance, one of the, keys, of course, is to keep your, head from going over your knees. Don't kind of outrun your feet, if you will. and also, get that good bend in your knees, get a low center of gravity, a low base. And what you'll see is he has the footwork as well. Footwork is a lot of what people don't factor into balance because it's very easy to lose track of your feet when you're trying to make moves, you know, and switch defenders up with your hips, etc. So the footwork is what helps him here with the balance. I make a lot of boxing references because I've been boxing for a decade, and essentially everything's from the feet. And if your feet aren't, in a position to have a good center of gravity, you're not going to be able to stay on balance. And one of the key, the number one thing that you'll see in this film is incredible, incredible balance. So, all right, let's go ahead and get into this one again. Balance and never gets ahead of his feet, and you'll see his footwork on display here. All right, so we'll let it run. He does a little check kind of screen. There, posts, keeps his balance, fights through that tackle, fights through arm tackles, power, and finish, right? So he's constantly keeping his legs moving. We'll spotlight that a little bit more in a later play on this film. So now let's go ahead and get into the second play here. Again, balance, leg drive, his finishing ability, and his pad level. Again, his pad level comes a lot with footwork, but he's trying to get lower than the guy, making the tackle. So that way he can either drive through, but he's also very shifty with his feet. So here you'll see him break through some tackles. Right there's the balance, getting down the sideline and getting through the mud. You'll see all these guys trying to make some arm tackles, and he just keeps his legs moving. Now, leg drive is one of the biggest things of finishing. You just got to keep your legs moving. And here he goes. So down the sideline, gets him over the top. That's the hardest place to keep your balance when somebody pulls the top of your body away from your base. Now is able to just fight through here, fight through, and then jersey tackle there and just keeps his legs driving. That's all leg drive and finish at the end of that. That is the intangibles that you look for in a running back, just the ability to finish the play. Now on this third play right here, you'll see this is an inside zone look, right? And a lot of these stacked boxes and things that you'll see, you have to make a guy miss at the line of scrimmage in a lot of cases. So you have to have that ability to translate your skills to the next level. And so you'll see him make the first guy miss, and then he's able to kind of get outside and get up to speed. Boom, right there. Stiff arm to make this guy miss. Now there's two people there. He's going to fight off another tackle here. Again, the ability to balance. Another tackle fighting off there at the top end. Capes lower, cuts out of that, gets down the sideline. 14 holds, so he ruins it. But you'll see his speed there, his balance, and his ability to get down the sideline. So we'll run that back one more time. All right, so here, boom, there's the hole. Makes a guy miss, makes another guy miss, gets up to speed. The acceleration again, gets outside. 14 holds and ruins it. Go figure. All right, so let's move up to 114 here and get to the next play. And now what I'm going to spotlight on this play is his ability to fight through a play that's kind of broken, miss blocks. And this is an outside zone. And you'll see 73 pull. And I don't know what 73 is doing, but 73 didn't block a single soul on this. So 73 pulls, misses all of his blocks. Now watch him get up the sideline, get through the mud, and is able to finish. Now, then just wanted to spotlight what happens when the plays just kind of doesn't develop the way it should. 73 again is a ghost in there, misses all of his blocks. He's able to fight through, get the touchdown. Okay. Now we'll fast forward a little bit later in the film, get over to 3 minutes and 17 seconds here. All right. Now, what I want to spotlight on this play is his acceleration. This is simply acceleration, his ability to get up to speed, and watch the fact that he is able to outrun some of these guys in the backfield. Like he's able to just blow through them with acceleration, but just watch how quickly he gets up to speed, and look what that acceleration does when he blows through the first level. Quickly up to speed, decisive as a runner, keeps the legs moving. Like I said, that comes with that decisiveness and is able to get a ton of yards out of that play. Now moving over to 335 here. This is play 6. Got one more after this one to show you. Now 635 here is showing his vision. And, one of the things that you'll see here is he sees a man come free from the right side, and he's already within his balance, ready to cut. Again, balance isn't staying on balance when you're thinking about it or when you're expecting to cut. Balance is being ready to cut at any moment. And that's an underrated part of this is if your feet are always beneath you, you're always ready to make a cut and make a play. All right, so you're going to watch here. You'll see the hole open up somewhat right there. Okay, so he's got the ball here, just one cut kind of look here. Now you'll see this man came free from number 3 right here. Now his head's down, so he's not seeing that. Now he looks up, right? And he's able to identify that man right there that came free coming across. Now watch him be in position to make this cut. Whoop, just like that, gets outside, fights through an arm tackle. Again, one more time, love this play. Sees the hole, guy breaks free, cuts outside. Again, just a decisive runner, ready to make a move at any moment, and always has his feet under him. Now, let's go ahead and get on to play number 7. All right, and play 7 right here is a lot of what I talked about, balance and just physicality. I just wanted to show us pure physicality on this play, and you kind of see some of the other details shine in this play as well. Again, decisive, attacks the hole, and that allows him to go with a full head of steam into these guys, lowers his pad level, keeps his legs driving, and you see his offensive lineman just giving him assist, moving him forward in that mud, and he's able to, again, with this physicality, win that battle and get about 15 yards. Okay, so Kante Carson is a guy that, when I was watching this film at first, I wasn't sure if I was going to do a film study, but again, the way I do this is I watch a lot of film on these guys, and I kind of pick based on that. I love what he brings because it's just a different variation than the guys like a Jamarian Parker. Again, I describe him as a Gabe Ervin with some Emmett Johnson size, but he's got some track speed as well. He's got some receiving stuff on here. You're not going to see him do a ton of receiving, but he has that ability. And of course, he has the speed and he has the ability to beat guys in space. Defines himself as a playmaker, and his film shows nothing but him making plays. So, and again, ball security. You see him cover up the ball on a lot of these plays and really make it a conscious effort to ensure, one fumble on the season that I was able to find his stats on. So ball security is a must, as we know from last season. So I hope you all appreciate and like this film breakdown. If you like these condensed film breakdowns, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think about it, and let me know who you want me to do next. And I'll see you on the next video. Peace.